Hmm. Oh, we'll go live. Cool. This should be working, I think. See if anyone joins up. Give it a minute or two. Oh, what's going on, Onks? Is it Onks? How you doing, dude? Yeah, how you doing, dude? Cool, cool, cool. Foul with the Spider-Man logo. What's going on, man? How you doing? Hope you're good as well, bro. Imagine you're a Spider-Man fan. I'm more of a Batman guy, you know. Yeah, yeah. Matthew. Oh, you are the man, Lewis. Oh, no, I appreciate the kind words, dude. Yeah, you're the man. Always, you know, you always showing support on my videos. Really, really appreciate it, dude. So, got my sparkling coffee, sparkling water, and coffee right here, bro. You know, I've got my San Pellegrino as well, bro. You know, got to stay hydrated. None of this sugary drinks. You know, just nice, healthy stuff. Sparkling water, coffee. No fruit juices. You know, to be able to bet at a high level, you need to have a clear, sharp mind, right? Yeah, yeah. Cool. I'll give it another minute or two. If you guys want to ask some questions, then I'll do the breakdowns. Going well, man. How are you? Heights for tomorrow, especially the main event. Cody Steele and bro, you're excited for some like unorthodox fights, isn't it? Because normally people are really, really excited for like the main card fights, but I can tell you're hardcore because you really care about like the prelim fights. Yeah, been some big like line movements on the Cody Steele fight. Beginning of the week, I know quite a lot of people were actually betting the Zurong side, and then over time, the money's kind of been coming in on um, Cody Steele. Oh, we'll talk about that one in a minute. Hell yeah, brother! I got the coffee on deck right now. Come on, top man, top man. If you don't like coffee, you know, drink some tea. And Angela says was really busy, but had to come say hi. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you for joining us. Hopefully, you can have me on the background. So sad about I'm not even gonna bother saying the last name. Yeah, yeah. I was quite unhappy about that because I spent like 30, 45 minutes researching the fight and then it gets cancelled. And it's like, bruv, you wasted a bunch of time, etc. etc. It's just yeah. But it's just part of the game, man. There's always kind of cancellations. The worst is like when you make a bet and you make a really, really good bet, maybe you get some closing line value on the bet, and then the fight gets cancelled, and that's like gut wrenching, bruv. Hopefully they can rebook it, but they might give Park like another guy. So yeah, hopefully rebook it, man. I think I like Park in that one. I'm not big on Tum at all, bruv. Not big on him at all. Yeah, man. This card has been overlooked because the less popular fighters on the main. I think the prelims have value, especially on the debut. As a general rule, there's probably more value on the prelim fights, just because everyone's kind of really, really focused on like the main card. So there's more eyeballs on those. The lines have come out months and months away, so there's more time for the lines to get more accurate. So as a general rule, there's usually more kind of value on the prelims, but at the same time, the prelim fighters, they're kind of less reliable, right? The guys in the main events, there's loads of tape on them. You know what you know what skill set, what style they bring to the table, loads of footage. But the prelim guys, you know, they could be a debutant or they could have one or two fights. They could be young, etc., etc., etc. Right? Do you think the main event gets cancelled? I know Strickland's got staff. He's saying it's not staff, but it's definitely staff, bro. It looks like staff. I don't think it gets cancelled now because there's just too much money on the line, too much on the line. Belt legacy, Strickland's trying to play it off. I bet even Dana will probably even bribe the commission and be like, yo, yo, yo. Let this fight continue. But I don't like the stat for Strickland. I think that's a disadvantage. I know this is a month from now, but do you have a prediction yet on Pereira versus Ankalaev? Well, I don't want to give like a concrete opinion on the fight yet because the fight's a month away. I haven't properly researched it, but it's a Pereira's AP is one of my favorite fighters, bro. I love his striking, but obviously if he stays standing, got a favorite AP. It's just going to come down to whether Ankalaev is going to wrestle, grapple. I think the line's like a pick 'em, and I have a hard time disagreeing. Yeah, I don't want to give a super duper concrete read. And AP's my guy. I love him. Favorite fight in the side of UFC, but I kind of slightly lean toward Ankalaev just because the grappling, the wrestling upside. Yeah, but sick fight though. It looks nasty. Yeah, the staff is staff for sure. Big Ank, you know about Big Ank. They've been kind of keeping him away from Pereira. Delaying the title shot makes sense. Pereira's their boy, right? Cool. All right, we've got like 14 people. I'll start breaking down the card. Try and answer questions and stuff. I quite like the live stream thing. It's cool to kind of like interact with the supporters, like big up all the supporters and that. All right. Trenna Balone 93. What's up, dude? Let's go. Let's go indeed. I might look up on my monitor. So if I'm looking up on the screen, what's the most profit you made from betting? That's a good question, man. I like that question. So normally in betting, like I've had like nights. Well, thing about betting, right? This is actually important. I'll go big screen for this one. Cool. So in betting, it's about like slow, consistent profits that compound in a big way, right? So I've had nights where I've made like a couple grand profit. Now, money's relative, right? But if you're trying to aim for like home runs, you're probably making a mistake, dude. Like if you're trying to like, let's say you have like a grand, 2 grand, and you're trying to aim for like 3-4 grand profit, you're probably overdoing it. You're probably risking too much. It's just like, it's kind of counterintuitive because normally if you start like another business or whatever, like you want to go all in, go as hard as possible. But in betting, it's about slow, steady gains. So that couple grand is like relative to my bankroll, right? Everyone's got like different bankroll sizes, etc., etc. But as a general rule in betting, you want to kind of aim for like steady growth. Like you don't want to go too big, too gun ho with it. Bro, you need to get more active on Twitter. Bro, follow me up on Twitter, dude. I agree that I need to be more like active on Twitter, bro. But yeah, it's a long thing, bro, because I'm a busy guy, man, researching the fights and I have to be tweeting 10, 20 times a day, etc., etc. And yeah, it's less stressful. You're right, man. Like tweeting, posting a couple words is less stressful, but yeah. But appreciate the kind words, dude, and appreciate the recommendation. Hopefully you follow me up or something, yeah? Cool. I'll follow you already. Big ups. All right, Duplessis versus Strickland. Jubilee versus Quinlan Salki. Bro, I don't even want to say that. So yeah, I'm obviously going to go with Sal Khalid here, but I don't think there's really like any value on the line. I think the most of the value is being kind of extracted from the line. At the same time, I'm not too kind of interested in betting him because even though I'm not big on Jubilee, like I don't want to I don't think Indian MMA is too good. And I didn't really like how he kind of crumbled against Breeden, after he was winning 2 rounds quite clear. I'm going to go with Quinlan as a pick, but I wouldn't be chucking him into my parlays. He's just a little bit too unproven for me. I didn't watch that Dana White Contender Series fight and go, yeah, like this is a top tier talent. But yeah, obviously the pick's going to be Quinlan. Jonathan McClaff versus Juicet. Now, I think everyone's quite a lot more high on Juicet. He had that tough fight against Battle. Obviously, Battle's a beast. Battle's a dog. Battle's going to come forwards. Battle's going to make it, an uncomfortable fight. I think Juicet's decent. I felt like he did get kind of broken in there. I think McClaff here, he's going to kind of push the pace, come forwards, try and wrestle, try and grapple, try and like make it like an uncomfortable dog fight. I think that's how he wins. I don't think he's going to be able to outstrike Juicet. So he's going to have to get his grappling going. Obviously, I'm going to have to go with a safer pick here in Giuseppe, just kind of more proven. Like, I just feel like he's kind of a bit more refined as a fighter. He's had a couple fights inside the UFC. This is McClass debut, etc., etc., etc. And Giuseppe, he doesn't have to travel. He trains at City Kickboxing, and I think if he keeps the fight standing, he's able to land the harder, bigger shots. But like betting line, I think the betting line's fairly kind of accurate to me. What's the price now? 1.43. I think the line's fair. Rongzu versus Cody Steele. I think the beginning of the week, loads of money was coming in on Cody Steele. Sorry, on Rongzu. And then now the money's kind of been steadily coming in on Steele. I know that a few tipsters were on the Rongzu. I can kind of see it why. Because if he's able to keep the fight standing, he probably has a very, very kind of good chance of winning the striking exchanges. But I think what makes Cody Steele the favorite is that he's got the grappling, the wrestling upside. It says Rongzu's 24, bruv. Like, I'm gonna be real, boys. Like, I'm a bit skeptical on Rongzu's age. Like, I don't think he's 24. I think he's probably faking his age. He has a lot of fights. He's got like a lot of fights, a lot of experience. If he keeps the fight standing, he's able to kind of defend the takedowns. He's definitely in there with a shot of winning the fight. But I just feel like Cody Steele could probably keep it competitive on the feet, and he can also kind of mix up the wrestling, mix up the grappling. At this point, 1.36. I mean, let's see if I can open up the fight odds screen. I think most of the value's probably been extracted. Maybe at like that kind of 1.50 range, you can kind of justify a bet. But it's his debut. I still have some question marks on him. So I'm not mega confident on him. And there's enough like kind of strong opinions on the Zhu Rong side where I'm like, do I really want to get in front of that at like a big kind of chalk price? So yeah. We got Colby Thicknees versus Alexander Topuria. Now, obviously, this is Topuria's big brother, I believe. He kind of fights similar to his little brother, boxing, wrestling. But he's only had like 5 fights. He's been can crushing. He's been facing low-level competition. And he's a little bit unproven, man. He's a little bit unproven. There's definitely kind of like, I feel like some hype tax. Now, I didn't look into the Cody Haddon fight, but I wish they kept that matchup because Cody Haddon, 1.65, 1.7 range. Good kind of risk to reward ratio to kind of bet against Topuria, but I'm gonna have to pick him here in this one. Colby, he probably has to wrestle, grapple, but I'm not too kind of interested in betting Topuria at this kind of price range of like 1.31. He's just a little bit kind of unproven to me. He's only had 5 fights. His last fight was 1 year, 8 months ago. We don't really know too much about his game. I feel like you're really kind of being forced to kind of pay up a premium price tag on him. I'm not really interested in that, man. So, yeah, I think maybe Colby could maybe make the fight kind of interesting, keep it competitive, maybe mix up some wrestling, mix up some grappling, maybe take the fight into deep waters. So, a lot of kind of uncertainty for me with the Topuria side. And I'm not kind of too interested in kind of playing him. Okay, we've got Kong Wang versus Bruna Brazil. This is a good fight, man. I think this mainly going to be a striking fight. I think if anyone mixes up the wrestling, mixes up the grappling, it's going to be Bruna Brazil. I think I like Kong Wang striking, man. I really, really do. I think her striking for women's MMA standards is top tier. She fought Shevchenko in kickboxing all them years back. And, when it comes to striking, I think she's kind of one of the better women's MMA division strikers. She's very cool, calm, composed, very kind of technically refined, hits pretty hard. Brazil, I think Bruna's been making improvements, Sam. I think she's been getting better. I think she's been developing. I think she's been getting better fight to fight. And she's got a kickboxing style as well. Honestly, like against McCann, I thought she looked good. She looked, as mentioned. But I think Brazil was a girl who kind of struggles under pressure, can crumble under the pressure. I don't think I get the vibe that she's going to do really, really well under adversity. But I think if anyone mixes up the wrestling, grappling, it's going to be Brazil. I think the line's a little bit steep on Kong Wang because she got KO'd like 1 month ago. We don't really know what kind of effects, long-term effects that's going to have. Is quite soon to return from a knockout loss. But I have to have Kong Wang as a favorite, and I'm going to have to pick her because in a striking fight, I'm going to have a hard time picking against her. But I think maybe Brazil can make the fight competitive, keep it kind of close on the feet. You know, a lot of these striking fights, they can play out very, very kind of competitive. Even if one guy is like a much superior striker, striking fights just carry more variance, bro. So, yeah, not too interested in the price tag. 1.28, being forced to pay up a premium, being forced to kind of pay up on a hype tax. I feel the market is not too low on Wang, but as a pure pick, I'll go with Wang. Take a sip of water, obviously sparkling. Got to stay hydrated. We got Tom Nolan versus Slava Borishev. Good fight, this. Now, I'll start off with Nolan. I think Nolan has got like a very good framing for 155. I think he's like a pretty solid striker. He likes to use his length, but use his height. We haven't seen too much of his grappling, but I feel like his grappling's all right. Definitely suspect on his durability. I think there's some concerns there. But if anyone's going to be making improvements fight to fight, it's going to be Nolan. Really like his knees as well. I think he's got a really like kind of nasty knee game. Slava, this guy is a solid striker as well. Mainly like a predominantly a boxing style of striker. Very good kind of boxing fundamentals. Dangerous boxer for MMA standards. The issue with Slava, ground game's a joke. You know, ground game's really, really weak. Also, I feel like his durability might be going now. He's starting to get there in age. You know, he's had a lot of kind of tough fights. So I'm a little worried about his longevity. Overall, like, I mean, I don't feel great about it. But I'll go with Nolan just because, you know, I feel like he's younger, fresher fighter. I think if anyone has wrestling upside, but it wouldn't surprise me at all if Slava's kind of able to kind of smoke Nolan on the feet. He is probably more kind of refined striker, but I think either guy could get knocked out. Either guy could probably get hurt. If anyone has a wrestling grappling upside, it's probably Nolan. I'm just going to trust in the kind of the youth in this one. But I mean, from betting wise, I think the line's kind of fair. Kind of like pick him kind of line's fair. Maybe I want to pick him slightly towards one side. I don't really want to be backing Borishev, to be honest. Like he could probably smoke Nolan. Same thing could be said about Nolan. I think betting wise, I'd rather be on the Nolan side, but it's probably going to be a pass for me. I see it as quite a volatile fight. Jack Jenkins versus Gabriel Santos. So I think Santos opened as a dog. I checked bet online, but I don't think that's the case. If anyone got that dog money on Santos or like pick him even money, like fair play, bro, that'd be an easy bet. I really quite like this Santos kid. I feel like Dana calling people kids, but yeah, I really like this Santos kid actually. I think he's very kind of solid. I think he's got some upside. I think he's got some potential. I think he's very kind of well-rounded. He's got solid striking. He's a good athlete. He has solid wrestling. He's got good BJJ. He's been battle tested inside the UFC on his debut for Leron Murphy. And I remember live betting with Santos. I thought he won that fight. Even on rewatch, I thought Santos won. And even if he didn't win, it was still like a kind of 50-50 kind of fight where Murphy got the hometown nod in a judge's decision. And then he fought Onama. You know, Onama's an animal. Onama hits hard. Onama's tough. You know, there's a lot to like with Onama. He gave Onama a tough fight. I think he was the favorite going into that fight against Onama. So that's kind of tells you how highly people thought of him. One thing that does kind of concern me about Santos is that I think he does kind of slow down a bit. I think it kind of makes sense because of how explosive he is. So Jenkins, you know, he's like a leg kick specialist. You know, I feel like a lot of his game's built around his low kicks, setting up his low kicks. I think his striking's like above average for UFC standards, but yeah. I think Santos mainly kind of needs to worry about kind of the low kicks, getting his like calf chopped up, that kind of thing. I think if anyone has a wrestling and grappling side upside, I think he might have a big kind of grappling upside. It's going to be the Santos side. I think the striking exchanges, you know how these striking exchanges can be sometimes. They could play out very, very kind of close, competitive. They could be 50-50, but overall, I'm gonna have to lean towards Santos. Obviously, it's hometown advantage for Jenkins, so there might be some kind of home cooking there, etc., etc. But I'm gonna have to lean towards Santos overall. I feel like he's a more kind of refined fighter. I like his potential more. I think Jenkins has got good low kicks, decent striking, but overall as a package as a fighter, I prefer Santos. I think the lines may be fairly accurate. There might be some value because Santos. I feel like Santos could possibly dominate. But yeah, I'll go through some comments. What's going on? Sure shot McGee. Big ups this guy, bro. Always, always comment on my videos, man. Mr. Dermo. That's my brother. My brother Dermo. One of the best boxing cappers in the game when it comes to boxing. My brother Dermo. He's the guy I go to. Yeah. Very, very sharp capper and good guy. Nice guy. If you know, you know. Devo96. Here for some juicy parlays. You're here for the lottery ticket stuff, man. Don't blame him. Don't blame him, man. All right. Go to the next fight. We'll go Jake Matthews versus Francisco Prado. Now, Prado's moving up to 170. Don't like that at all. I mean, I think even for 155, he was undersized. He fought Zellhuber's a big guy, I suppose, but even for 155, I thought this guy's a little bit undersized. Matthews is kind of like a true welterweight. I quite like Matthews, to be honest. Obviously, I think there's been some performances where he looks a bit sketchy, He can kind of flake out. You can put together some underwhelming performances. But yeah, I think his boxing, his striking's fundamentally pretty strong. I think he has a pretty kind of crispy, sharp boxing game. Or he's also a BJJ black belt. And he's also been like born and bred inside the UFC. He's been in the UFC since he was like 18, 19 years old. So he's been through the ringer. And I feel like he's starting to kind of really kind of peak overall as a fighter. I think if Prado wins this fight, he's going to make it a dogfight, make it an uncomfortable fight for Matthews, pressuring, swinging bombs, really, really kind of going for it. I feel like almost like Prado's a little bit too kind of young to be inside the UFC. I mean, Matthews is going to be much more physically imposing. He's going to have a few inches of reach. He's going to be a lot more physically he's going to have that kind of like man strength. And I just feel like he's more kind of refined as a fighter than striker overall. So I'm going to have to go with Matthews there. Betting line 1.43. I think the line's kind of fairly accurate. I think maybe Prado could come forwards, make it a dogfight, and maybe you can get like a live entry on him. But yeah, rather go with Matthews. I just feel like he's the more kind of refined fighter. Okay, so we got Jimmy Crute versus Rothbolo Bellato. Bruv. I mean, at one point, I think Crute was kind of like seen as like a prospect. But man, like he looks like a shell of himself. He looks kind of mentally broken past couple fights. He retired against Menefield. Big red flag there. And he just like the mental side of the game, definitely kind of concerned with. So it could be like a 50-50 scenario on whether he shows up or not. If he shows up, you could put in like a vintage performance, especially now he's fighting in his home country. He hits hard, he can mix up some grappling, etc. But overall, I'm going to have the lean towards Bellato just because it's just a safer pick to go with. But it could just be a massive swing fest. One guy just lands the hard shot, gets the knockout. But I'm not really kind of interested in betting this one, man. Like obviously, if Cruz shows up, it could be value, but I don't want to gamble on whether Cruz going to show up or not. Like to me, that just kind of feels 50-50. Well, if I just pick Bellato, I know like he's a bit more serious about his career, but at the same time, 1.63 on Bellato, not too kind of interested. I'm happy to pass on this one from a betting perspective. All right, next fight we got Justin Tafa versus Teixeira. Now, I saw Teixeira was the favorite. Take a sip of sparkling water. We've got to stay hydrated. Big ups to San Pellegrino. Hopefully we can get sponsored by them. So we've got Teixeira versus Taffa. He's got a 10-inch reach advantage, which I feel like is quite significant. I almost feel like Teixeira could kind of slim down, get down to light heavyweight. Truthfully, I think he kind of has that frame. Maybe got a little bit of too much body fat. Now, there's only like a couple fights of film on him, and they're all being very, very kind of quick finishes. So to me, he's a little bit kind of an unknown commodity. Taffa, we know more about Taffa. Heavyweight, swinger, boxing. Pretty kind of sharp striking. He's not a bad fighter by any means. Obviously, the ground game's a joke. So if anyone has a ground game upside, grappling upside, it's probably going to be Teixeira. I feel like the striking exchanges could be 50-50. There's too many kind of unknowns with me with the Teixeira side. So I'm going to pick Taffa because I just feel like the value's probably on him. We don't really know too much about Teixeira, but this honestly feels like 50-50 to me, If Teixeira's kind of able to keep Taffa at range, pick at him, he could win. At the same time, Taffa could land a big shot, big bomb, etc. So yeah, kind of I'm not too interested in betting Teixeira. That's for sure. Don't really want to bet him. He's too kind of unproven for me. I think it's probably going to be violent. I think either guy could get knocked out here. I really, really do. So in that sense, it feels 50-50. But because Taffa's the underdog, I'll go with him. We've got Zhang Weili versus Tatiana Suarez. I think this is probably one of the most talked about fights, right? All week. So this is striker versus grappler matchup. Zhang's going to want to keep the fight standing. Zhang's, she's been champ for a while. She's very kind of athletic, explosive, good striker. Suarez, she's not been as active. She's got kind of injury concerns. She's got concerns with the layoff. So there's some red flags there, but if she's able to put it together, she's one of the most kind of technically refined wrestlers, grapplers. She's definitely the best grappler / wrestler inside of women's MMA divisions. Her chain wrestling's high level. I really kind of like Suarez's wrestling. Maybe I'm being a little bit harsh, but I wish she kind of had a bit more kind of physical dominance with her wrestling. She's more of a girl who relies on like technique. While like if you watch like Habib or Islam, they have really, really good technique. And on top of that, they have like a physical crushing dominance to go with their grappling. I think Zhang's pretty physically imposing as well, but when it comes to defending the takedowns, she definitely kind of relies on like athleticism, explosiveness to kind of work her way back up to the feet in a lot of these kind of wrestling, grappling scenarios and situations. Obviously, if she keeps the fight standing, she's going to be the more likely winner, right? I don't really give Suarez much chance at all. But at the same time, Zhang does give up a lot of kind of big wrestling moments. I'm not convinced with her bottom game at all. I think she is quite weak off her back. And obviously, Tatiana Suarez is a very, very kind of technical, refined wrestler. And she's probably going to give Zhang Weili a lot of kind of different wrestling looks that she's not going to be able to kind of train and prepare for. So, yeah. I thought this would be kind of like the sleeper pick of the week. But I think a lot of people are actually on Suarez. So I'm going to go with Suarez. Had a gut feeling for a while she's going to be champion. Obviously, there's some concerns there. Injuries, cardio, layoff, striking, all that. But Suarez's wrestling, grappling, I think she could kind of exploit Zhang Weili in that realm. But yeah, good fight, interesting fight. Could be a good one for live betting. Could be a situation where we instantly know Suarez, she's done, she's shot, she's washed. At the same time, maybe if her cardio doesn't hold up, then you can jump in on Zhang Weili, but I'll go with Suarez. All right, we go main event of the evening. We got Dricus du Plessis versus Sean Strickland. Actually, before we go into that one, I'll talk about the betting wise quickly on Zhang Weili. I think if you got some dog money on Suarez, I totally respect it. I can totally see that. I don't think you made a bad bet. I think you're probably going to get closing line value on that bet. Zhang Weili, I can see why Zhang Weili is going to be a tempting underdog. You're getting a high level fighter. You're getting a fighter who's been more active. So yeah, It should be kind of closely lined just because of the unknowns. But you know, if Suarez comes in, even if she's maybe 50%, maybe the kind of the wrestling, it's just going to be too technical for Zhang Weili. But you know, as mentioned, if the injuries, layoff, all that, if she's completely washed, then Zhang Weili could be an excellent bet. Sean Strickland versus Dricus du Plessis. Low key looking forward to this one, man. So, a couple months ago, I was betting a bunch on Dricus du Plessis. I was able to get down like, you know, close to a G, which is hard for me because I don't have access to bet online. So I thought around 1.66, 1.63 range. I would risk it. You know, over the weeks, I was betting Dricus, and I'm pretty happy with the bet now, especially now that Strickland's got kind of staff. But this is a high level fight, man. So, and Strickland's no joke. You know, I think Strickland's a really kind of solid fighter. I definitely consider Strickland like an elite level middleweight. He's a former champion. You know, brings a boxing game, very strong boxing fundamentals, strong striking defense, very hard to hit, rolls with the shots well. I think his striking defense is world class elite. I think Dricus, you know, this guy gets a lot of disrespect. Everyone kind of thinks he's a bum, but I feel like Dricus is a monster. He's just this South African monster. He's got that mentality of fighting. He's so explosive. He's so athletic. Like, I think his technique's not bad at all, man. I really don't. I think he's got solid striking fundamentals as well. And he's got so much like explosion and this kind of like, even though it looks a little bit goofy, like if you can look behind the goofiness, there's some legitimate skill there. And he's just like a powerhouse and just a tank and a brute of a fighter. So I like Dricus. And he just finds, this guy's a winner, bruv. Like even when he looks tired, etc., like he just finds a way to win. You know, he's well-rounded, he can wrestle, he can grapple. He's always kind of dangerous throughout the fight, I feel. And like the cardio is a concern, but like even if he's breathing through his mouth, like this guy will fight through it. So yeah, quite like Dricus a lot. I feel like Dricus is starting to kind of peak as a fighter. He's starting to hit top form as a fighter. But even though I think Strickland's really, really, really good still, I think he's just on a slight decline, where Dricus is kind of on a slight up climb. I think the first fight was razor close. When I was watching it live, I thought Strickland won, but on rewatch, I kind of edged it towards Dricus. I just feel like he landed the bigger, harder shots. How I scored it, I scored round 1 for Strickland, but I felt it was 50-50. Round 2, I gave to DDP. Round 3, I gave to DDP. Round 4, I thought it's 50-50, but I gave it to DDP. And round 5, I gave to Strickland. So my gut just says that DDP just finds a way to win here. He just finds a way to hulk it out. I think he can land the harder shots, more powerful shots. I don't think it'll be like a clean, easy fight because I do hold Strickland in high regard. But yeah, can't look past DDP here. I think he's just that guy. So betting wise, I think I can see why Strickland's a good underdog, man. I really do. He might be safer to live bet. Maybe. I think if anyone has the early moment upside, it's probably going to be Dricus. Ever since the staff stuff came out, I think that's a net negative for Strickland. So that makes me kind of lean heavier towards Dricus. But yeah, I'd rather be on Dricus than Sean from a betting perspective. All right. Those are the breakdowns. I'll chill out with the chat and that. You guys want to ask some questions, etc., etc., etc. Super duper appreciate everyone tuning in. Quite like the live streams, man. I might do them more often. I don't think my live stream is going to be as entertaining as the culty one from last night, but yeah. Onyx says, I've got Strickland. I can see why, man. I can see why. You're getting a solid fighter. The last fight was razor close. You know, there's a lot to like with the Strickland side. My brother Derma saying, good S word, bro. Much appreciated, man. Thank you for tuning in, Dermo. Yeah. If people like the live streams, I might start doing them a bit more. Let's go. Let's go, King. I don't know if I would be called a king, man, but I appreciate the kind words, man. Till next time, indeed, bro. Till next time. Much appreciated. Thank you for tuning in, man. Thank you for commenting as well. Keeping active, etc., etc., etc. Cool, cool, cool. So I'll give it like 2 more minutes, 3 more minutes. You know, if you want to ask some questions, and then if not, I'll probably call it a day. I'll pour myself some more San Pellegrino. Sponsor me. Gotta stay hydrated. Cheers. Thank you. Thank you once again, bro. Thoughts on Bryce Mitchell? Oh, bro, you trying to get me banned off YouTube? I mean, I don't know what the hell he's thinking. Like, even if you think that, bro, like, some things you don't have to say on the internet, bro. Like, some things you just keep to yourself. Like, you don't need to be speaking that. I don't know what the hell is going through his brain, bro. To be speaking out on the internet, on a podcast, all those eyeballs on you. The guy's an idiot, bro. He's so dumb. Some things you just don't need to say on the internet, bro. You don't. Premier Mixers asks, where you from, bro? I'm from the prison state called the United Kingdom. Yeah, not a good country, bro, currently. Actually, I'm lying. It's a great country. Tax-free gambling profits, tons of betting shops, tons of betting options. Yeah, it's a good country, bro. Big up England. I got the Marks and Spencer Sparking Water, bro. Marks and Spencer's high quality stuff, bro. To be fair, like when you go in there, they got some good stuff. You know, got some top tier stuff, but it's got to go San Pellegrino, man. San Pellegrino, they got all the bubbles right, but yeah, big ups, Sparkling Water. Odds for Strickland to shoot a takedown. I think it's more. I mean, I wouldn't put it out of the equation. Like Dricus hits like a truck, hits so hard. Like, it wouldn't surprise me at all for Strickland's kind of panic shoot. Like, I think his wrestling's good. I think his wrestling's solid. I think he's an underrated wrestler. But I think if anyone mixes up the wrestling and grappling, it's going to be Dricus. Odds, not too sure. Is there a line? I wouldn't want to bet on it unless the odds are really, really, really juicy. He needs to be studied, yeah, bro. Like, what the hell? Like, I'm just lost for words. Like, I saw that, I was like, bro, what were you thinking, man? What are you thinking? Obviously, it's good for the UFC because it just brings more eyeballs, more attention. Dana, you know, he probably loves it, you know, more attention on the sport. You know, people are going to be rooting against Bryce Mitchell. They might give Bryce a tough matchup, but he's a solid wrestler, solid grappler, right? He's not an easy fight by any means necessary. I'll see if I can share this tab here. Cool. See if any kind of late line moves. All right, so all the money's been coming. Trying to zoom in on the odds screen. What fight do you see is most likely gonna go the distance in this card? Let me see. To be honest, man, like tricky because a lot of it is kind of price dependent. I'll open up Bet Online. I'll take a look. I think the main event could probably go 5 rounds, but I wouldn't want to bank on it. Like Dricus is a finisher. Even though I favor the main event to go 5 rounds, like, yeah, I just feel like there's too much kind of firepower. Co-main event, it's a women's MMA fight. It could go the distance, but you know, Suarez has got finishes on the ground before. If she gets in a dominant position on the ground, she could finish. She's got submissions, ground and pound before. So then again, what's the price? I wouldn't want to bank on that. Over 3.5, 1.79. The line seems kind of accurate to me. Teixeira versus Tafa, I'll be shocked if that went 3 rounds, but it could happen. It could happen. Crute versus Bellattio, yeah, that I could see that one finishing, but you know, some of these fights they could play out funny. Matthews versus Prado, I feel that one to go the distance. I really do. I don't think Matthews is much of a finisher, but if Matthews is really able to kind of put it on Prado, the price of 1.59 for Matthews versus Prado to go over, I feel like the line's accurate there. Sorry, boys. Let's see if I can open up Bet Online. Bro, I'm so jealous of you Americans to be able to use Bet Online, bro. Best limits, etc., etc. UFC 312. All right. Matthews over, Santos, Jenkins over. I feel like that should go over, but 1.54. Again, another accurate line in my opinion. And I feel like Santos has firepower. Slava versus Nolan. I mean, both of these guys are glass cannons. Will not bet on over. You know, I think unders could be value there. I'd rather bet the under there than the over, but I'm not really much of an over-unders guy. Brazil versus Kong Wang. This should go over. 1.59. But Wang's a bit of a power, you know, precision striker. Wouldn't want to back on it. You know, I'm looking here, bro. There's nothing that I love. Topuria versus Colby. That's a bit of an unknown to me. So I feel like 50-50 on the over 1.5. Cody Still versus Rongzu. That's probably my favorite over-under. Just based on risk to reward ratio. There's some unknowns there. I really do think so. But I'd rather bet it over there than the under 100%. GTD's a decent price. Obviously, don't bet your house on it. I don't think I'll even bet it myself, but yeah. Giuseppe versus McClaff. I could see I've seen McClaff slow down, so no, I wouldn't be holding my breath on that one. Jubilee versus Salid. That one, after Jubilee crumbled, then that one could go under. DDP going under, going the distance. I mean, it could go the distance, but DDP's a monster, man. I'll be holding my breath. DDP could finish the fight any moment, I feel. Whaley Suarez, bound the distance. Yeah, I mean, I favor the going at distance, but I feel like there's enough firepower on both sides where I could see a finish. I see Whaley winning by decision. I think that's a very kind of possible outcome, bro. I do, Sam. That fight plays out. Murad versus Umar. I'm going to have a controversial opinion on the Umar versus Murad fight. I thought Umar won 3-2. I thought Murad didn't do too much damage. I think the showboating, the Fortnite dancing kind of swayed everyone's perceptions on that fight, and everyone wants to root against Umar. But yeah, controversial opinion, but I think Umar won that one. Suarez is going to give a great show of competition, but I see her losing rounds as well. Whaley winning 3-5. I think Suarez probably has the more kind of likely upside to win the early rounds. I agree. I think if anyone wins the later rounds, it's going to be Whaley. So that's why I prefer Whaley as a live bet. But it wouldn't be out of the equation for Suarez to win the later rounds, I think, because, you know, she just one chip, one slip. We've seen Whaley kind of, you know, fall to her back. She can still give up moments. You answered the question. You answered that effort. I appreciate you answering questions, etc. You know, being engaging. Don't say that. I know that was going to be a controversial one. And Marab's a G. Like, Marab's a beast. Like, I looked at the line pre-fight and I was like, bruv, like, I mean, I'm not too keen on Umar as a pre-fight bet. I just thought the line's a bit steep, but I know it's a controversial one. Great bet on Marab. I thought like if you had to pre-fight bet that one, had to be Marab, but yeah. It's a controversial opinion. It's a controversial opinion for sure, but you know, if you're betting, you know, if you just go with the narrative all the time, there's not going to be any value, right? Sometimes you have to go against the narrative, go against the people, and that's where the value can lie in. Sam agrees with Onyx. Our boy did his thing. Yeah, like, congrats on underdog bet. It's a good one. What's the line for Marab popping for Juice? You know, I don't think Marab's on Juice. I just think he's just a freak athlete. A lot of these guys are juicing, like without question. Like a lot of these guys, like you would though, wouldn't you? So much money on the line, so much legacy on the line, like all these things, and the UFC testing's not, it's not that great. Like you probably would juice, right, with all that money, belts on the line, ego on the line, life of their situations. Like people are gonna want to cheat. But yeah, I don't think I have a gut feeling Marab's not on juice. I think Umar's probably more likely on juice. Actually, no, Umar's not on juice. Umar's not on juice. Jubilee decision, 1200. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's a bad bet, bro. I don't think it's gonna likely win. But actually, you know what? Like, if he wins the fight, it's probably gonna be by decision. I don't think that's a bad bet. Obviously, it's one of those bets where you go, yeah, like it's probably gonna lose, so you don't want to bank on it winning. But I think there's probably value on that line. I don't think it's a bad bet. This card feels hard for betting. Can see many underdogs winning. Yeah, there's a lot of kind of. I think every card's hard. Like every card is tricky in my opinion. You know, you have to navigate cards carefully. That's why I don't like it when people go bet the entire card, bet every single fight. If you do that, you're gonna end up in a lot of trouble. You have to really pick your spots. Every card carries its own risk. Every card is you have to navigate differently. You know, yeah. There's always going to be upsets. You know, I think the lines are accurate nowadays. I think the favorites should be favorites. The underdogs should be underdogs. But there's probably going to be a couple dogs coming through for sure. Like on fights like Taffa versus Teixeira, those are like 50-50 swing fest exchange types fights. Same thing goes for Crute, Bellacio, Zhang Suarez. You know, we don't really know what version of each fighter is going to show up. Nolan versus Boroshev, I feel like I can go either way as well. So yeah, I know, throw a couple dollars. Yeah, you're probably better off putting a couple dollars in that on than like a full card parlay. I would guess 80% on the UFC are on Peds. Yeah, definitely, bro. Definitely, man. Because everyone trains hard. You know, like, as I mentioned, man, there's just so much money on the line, so much legacy on the line. Like, you're going to try and get every advantage you can. Will you be staying, bro? I haven't missed I haven't missed a UFC event in like 3-4 years, bro. The issue is once I start betting, and I don't want to sound arrogant, but the stakes I bet as well, like I'm betting, you know, on a weekend, I'll probably have a couple £1,000 of turnover easily. And if I'm live betting the fights as well, there's just too much money on the line. I can't fall asleep, bro. And after the event ends, I can't fall asleep till like 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11 a.m. And then the next day, I'm knackered. I've got that crash. So yeah, there's just too much kind of on the line for me to be able to fall asleep for a UFC card, bro. Just can't do it, man. But yeah. Sad Nayam miss weight. Yeah, just I'm not convinced he's serious about fighting, dude. I'd love to see you do a live stream of watch-alongs. I might start doing it in the future, bro. Maybe I could do like live betting commentary for the watch-alongs, but I'm betting these fights, right? So that's my thing, bro. Like I'm live betting a lot of these fights. So, you know, making money, making my racks, making my units, that's number one priority. Also, if I'm doing live streams, there might be a delay, right, between what's shown on the screen and yeah, what's shown on the screen. Corrupting judges, bro. I can't remember every single fucking week, bro. There's some dodgy scorecard, man. It's just part of the sport, man. I'm not even trying to like take the piss, bro. But these judges cost me hundreds of thousands of pounds, bro. Obviously, sometimes you get the lucky decisions, you'll go your way, but it feels like it does go against you more. And then the judging issue is never going to be fixed. There's just something just untrustworthy going around. DDP wins inside the distance. Lock. I wouldn't call it a lock because Strickland's hard to finish. Strickland is, you know, he's tough as nails. He's got good striking defense, but I don't think it's a horrible bet. You know, DDP is a finisher, but I wouldn't call it a lock, bro. I wouldn't call it a lock. Throw something small on Thick Knees, Nolan, Suarez, DDP parlay. I don't think Thick Knees is a bad underdog just because we don't really know too much about Topuria. I think you're better off betting those singles. I think all of those, they're good enough prices for a single bet. I wouldn't be putting in a parlay. But big up Hill. Yeah, I love Breaking Bad, bro. Breaking Bad's sick show. I wasn't really scoring the fight, but for Hamdi versus Pogues, I thought Hamdi was winning. I scored it for, I feel like a 50-50. I think Pogues was a good bet. I live bet Pogues after like 2-3 minutes because it looked like Hamdi was slowing down. Then I didn't like how Pogues didn't really kind of put it on Hamdi. So I bought out of my Hamdi bet. Sorry, I bought out my Pogues bet, put money on Hamdi. So I ended up, profiting either way. But that just felt like a 50-50 kind of coin flip scenario. Not big on Hamdi, not big on Pogues. But I'm kind of sad that Pogues lost his job, man. UFC's ruthless. Topuria only beat trash cans. Yeah. Big Knees is a solid underdog, but I'm avoiding the fight betting wise. Yeah, I kind of agree with you, man. Like, he's just a bit unproven, isn't he? He's an unproven commodity. We don't really know too much about Topuria. I think the risk to reward ratio, Big Knees is not a bad underdog. He can wrestle, he can mix up grapple. Topuria could get for all checked. I think if you want to play it safer, you could just live bet the fight, because then we'll kind of see what Topuria is made out of. But yeah, I don't think he's a bad underdog. I would not be parlaying Topuria up. Even he could be the truth. We don't know that, right? He could be amazing. He could just be as good as his brother, like a tier or two below. I bet Pogues at the same time you did. Couch Gambler. Oh, is that you, yeah? Big ups, Couch Gambler. That's my guy. Hope you're doing good, dude. Very, very sharp gambler as well, man. You know your stuff, bro. Like, your live betting's really, really solid, man. Your pre-bets are good as well, man. Pre-bets are good. I'll probably chat to you on Discord later, yeah? Big ups, Couch Gambler. So sad about Biggie Boy. Yeah, that was harsh, bro. Like, I can't believe they cut him, dude. That was rough, man. Rosenstruck's a good fighter. He's just a little bit kind of passive. Like, if you really, really put it on his opponents, like, there's a really kind of solid striker there. But I feel like Dana White was just being a bit of a... Dana's a G, but I feel like he's been a bit of a... Like, what's the word I'm looking for? Is being a bit, like, resentive. The word's skipping my mind, but he found the fight boring, and that's why he cut him, basically. But yeah, I like Biggie Boy, man. He's made me money throughout the years. Yeah, one boring fight to cut him. Yeah, there's some... Dana was just not having a good day. They didn't even cut Tuivasa. Have you seen Tuivasa, bro? Tuivasa at the moment's like he looks fat as hell, man. He looks fat as hell. Definitely fading him. But Tuivasa's got a big name, big fan base, got a lot of Instagram followers. But at the same time, Biggie Boy's not he's not like an unpopular fighter. Like, everyone knows Biggie Boy, so yeah. What's up, dog? What's up, G? What's up? I have to take a... All right, bro. 30-20, that was a mad one, bro. This is what I mean by the judges. That was some rigging kind of scorecards. What's going on, Bailey? What's going on? Thank you for tuning in, dude. Really, really appreciate it. Big ups, Bailey. Bailey in the house. Let's go. I need to plug in my MacBook for a second, so give me a moment, guys. Who are you most confident in this week beside DDP? You know what, man? I'm never one of these guys who's ever like really, really kind of confident in bets, bro. I'm gonna be real. I've been doing this for a couple of years, and there's just always like, I feel like every time you win a bet, there's a degree of luck, etc. So I'm never like mega, mega confident in anything ever. Just I've been through too much, man. I've been through too much, but take a look. Probably I like DDP probably most. Maybe Jake Matthews. Probably, yeah. Say Jake Matthews, but I feel like the lines are accurate on Jake Matthews. You gotta feel the winners out yourself, brother. What do you mean by that, bro? Like, for making a bets, or you have to feel out a bet? Let me know what you mean, bro. That's why I respect you, man. Honesty, yeah, bro. Like, I'm not appreciate kind words. Like, I'm not here to like bullshit you guys, sell like packages, etc. Like, I know how hard the game is, bro. Like, to grow my bankroll. There's been so many times I've wanted to quit, man. I remember losing like 12 grand in a night. Went for a bunch of bad decisions, split decisions. At that point, I was like, maybe I should quit. But you just keep at it, keep chipping away, and you make it back over a few weeks, etc. But yeah, this game's the grind, bruv. You got to remember, man. Only like 0.005% of people make money from betting. That's just the reality of the game, dude. Biggie Boy isn't exciting. I remember him versus Blades. That's the problem, man. Like, he could be way more exciting. And he's a good striker. If you really kind of put it on his opponents, there's a really, really kind of like solid fighter there. Like, his striking fundamentals is strong, but he's too passive, too willing to counter strike. I remember live betting him against Overeem, and he's just too passive. I thought I was going to lose my bet, but he found it in the last second. But he's a good fighter, but nothing being a lock. Yeah, a lot of it comes from like gut intuition. Do you know what I mean? A lot of it kind of you kind of get a gut feeling on what's a good bet, what should be avoided. Yeah, you definitely agree there. You definitely have to trust your gut, but it comes with experience, dude. Comes with experience. All right, I enjoy it. I'm enjoying the live stream, man. I might go live more often, man. I might go live more often. Right. The gut always have hands in things. Yeah, sometimes you have to kind of go against it. Do you know what I mean? But that old expression, trust in your gut. Yeah, do a watch party. I might do in the future, bro. Yeah, I probably will. Like I say, like I'm live betting the fights in it. So, and also when I do the watch party, I'm in the UK, bruv. Like the fights are on like crazy hours, man. Do more lives, lad. Yeah, big ups to my guy Dermo. My guy Dermo, one of the best cappers I know. Excellent boxing capper. But yeah, I might do more lives, dude. Might do more lives. Cool. Try and call my water. Excuse me. Cool. I'll give it another couple minutes. See if any more questions come through. If not, we've been going close to an hour, so I might call it a day. Super duper appreciate everyone tuning in. Good luck with the bets this weekend. All that good stuff. Can't wait for Leon versus Madalena. Oh, you got tickets, bro? Yeah, that's sick, man. How much were the tickets, and are they like good seats? I've never gone to a UFC event live just because like I want to be able to watch, like I want to be able to like bet the fights. But yeah, like that's going to be an experience, bro. I think JDM's the favorite, right? JDM's the favorite. Eye test plus gut plus intangibles plus years of watching and analyzing, and everybody will be profitable if you love it enough. I agree. Eye test, gut, intangibles, all important stuff. Watching and analyzing, everybody profitable. I think that's true to an extent. I've seen guys be profitable for many years and then just lose it in a whim. It's a very, very difficult game. And also there's always a degree of luck when it comes to winning a fight, winning a bet. There's always like a degree of luck. But yeah, you got to put in the work, bro. There's no debate about it. I should be getting ringside tickets. Nice. Hopefully my mate is hooking me up. Yeah, that's sick, bro. Ringside tickets. Like if you watch a UFC event, I feel like you have to get the best possible seats. Always changing and evolving. Yeah, the market evolves, the market changes, so you have to be able to adapt. Or like last year, a lot of the favorites were on, right? But you can't just be like favorites all the time, or the year before, and loads of underdogs might change it, or loads of fight. You got to be able to adapt, bro. 100%. Bryce Mitchell about to summon the man himself in the ring. Bro, if Bryce Mitchell does that, he's won, any guaranteed win. Went live twice, ended up having to watch the TV screens for live bets. Can't be no. How much of a delay did you get? Was it like you get like a couple seconds, right? And depending on the website, if it's like a slower betting website, you could have like a bigger advantage on the bookie. But if it's like 10 seconds, you might be able to lock in a bet. Agreed. Facts. You're one of the best MMA minds. Now, I appreciate you, tuning in, leaving nice comments, interacting with the stream, dude. Is it wrong to kind of feel bad for Mitchell? I don't think so. Like, obviously, what he said was like, why would you say like, dude, like, what the fuck were you thinking? But I suppose you can say free speech. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. He's probably getting like death threats and people like attacking his family. So in that sense, I do feel sorry for him. Yeah, 4 seconds delay on my cable. That's decent, bro. 4 seconds. You could probably get money down on you. You're Canadian, right? Do you have Betfair Exchange? Because a lot of the time, if the knockout happens, I know for certain there's dudes inside the arena and they got an advantage over everyone. All the liquidity just goes on exchange. I mean, having your boss just call you a retard and not fight you is pretty chill, yeah. That's what I love about the US. If this was like football, I'm talking about real football, soccer, or like NBA or NFL, sport like that, you can't really kind of express yourself, right? You're gonna end up in a lot of trouble. But that's what I like about the UFC. You can just be yourself, right? And a lot of the fighters are really, really like authentic. A lot of other sports, there's too much people involved, too much politics. Like if you're a footballer earning like 200 grand a week, you have to just play it by the book. Just be like humble all the time. Can't really be yourself. Too many kind of people influencing you. So yeah, that's what makes MMA great, man. That's what kind of made me fall in love with the sport. You get like real personalities. John Jones will lose to Aspinall. Not a hot take. I don't think it's a hot take. You seem really, really confident. I haven't researched it, but it feels... Yeah, it's a sick fight, man. Sick fight. Pick him kind of line. Slight lean towards Aspinall seems fair. I feel like either guy can win, personally. Chan says Zhang submits Suarez. Anything's possible. It could happen. Especially if Suarez is really, really tired. It could happen. But I wouldn't bank on it just because Suarez, high-level wrestler, grappler, that's her thing. Even if she's tired, she might be able to survive the grappling exchanges, the submission attempts. Strickland wouldn't make it through contract, and yeah, exactly, bro. Like if Strickland, that's what makes the UFC great, man. Strickland could just be himself, and he's built a fan base, right? He's one of the more popular fighters inside the UFC. Right, they do key Irvin to do 12 things before he could play for Amazon movie. I don't know who that is, dude. I don't know who that is, but I imagine it's like some big sports star. But yeah, it makes sense. Like guys like The Rock make big money and stuff, but it's very, very corporate. UFC, you could just be yourself. What do you think about Strickland most significant strikes and DDP money line as the same came? I don't like that because Strickland throws more volume, so the significant strike thing does make sense. But to mix it with the DDP money line, if you think DDP is the more likely winner, don't love it. It could hit. No, strict. Yeah, I'd pass on that one. What are the odds as well? The odds make a big difference. Obviously, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, right? If you have a really, really strong conviction, like don't let me talk you off it. But from how I'm feeling, I don't like that bet, bro. Personally, if you disagree, you disagree. That's cool. I could be wrong, right? Tom Aspinall, best heavyweight of all time, is not close. Just my opinion. That's a bold take, bro. I can see it, man. Aspinall, he's a freak athlete. He's a special talent. There's no one like him that moves like him inside the heavyweight division, and he's got that potential for sure. But I think it's a bit too soon, just because I don't feel like his legacy is fully cemented yet. If he beats Jones, gets a couple more wins, then easily. If anyone does it, it's going to be him, right? Would you rather see Ilya versus Islam or Jones versus Aspinall? For one you don't pick, won't ever happen. I definitely have to go with Jones versus Aspinall. That's the fight to make, bruv. Ilya versus Islam's a sick fight, though. High level fight. But rather see Jones versus Aspinall. Star point guard in the NBA. I don't know anything about the NBA, but I know Luka Djokovic went to Lakers. I know that's like a big deal. I heard the NBA is like becoming less popular, but it's a big sport, right? A lot of money gets bet. I'll rewatch the VOD when you're done, but you liking JJ. Do you mean John Jones? Or is it someone on this card? Jack Jenkins. Nah, I prefer... If you mean Jack Jenkins, he could win. Striking exchanges could be close, but I do agree with Santos being a favourite, man. I just feel like he's more kind of technically refined fighter. I feel like he has more upside, more potential. I think he has the grappling upside. I think he can mix up the wrestling, grappling. Rather side with Santos. But if you feel really, really strongly about Jenkins, man, don't let me talk you off it, man. I could be wrong, right? Personally, don't think Ilya is losing in his career. That's the thing about the sport, though. Like, everyone thinks like a certain fight is never, ever, ever going to lose, like Adesanya. But something unexpected happens. But Ilya, at the moment, with his aura, he does feel like one of those guys who's never, ever going to lose. Zerto Bob, thank you for joining. Says, you taking Strickland. I like DDP, bro. I think the South African monster's going to get it done, but Strickland's no joke. Strickland's elite. I do like Strickland. Jack Jenkins. Okay, so you meant Jack Jenkins. Yeah. It's kind of cool. Like, I've been going for an hour. Stream's been fairly active. Jake Paul versus Canelo. Oh, bro. I don't know who's going to win that one, man. I have no clue. Jake Paul, it feels like 50-50. Obviously, Canelo's going to smoke him, bruv. Unless there's a fix. I like Jake Paul. He's made me muddy. But Canelo is just... Boxing's... A lot of boxing just comes down to skill, technique, and levels. And Canelo is about 100 levels above Jake Paul. I like Jake Paul. He's made me money. I think he's a G. He's a solid boxer for his level, his experience. But Canelo, if Canelo don't finish him, if Canelo don't finish him, it's embarrassing in my opinion. But I don't think you'll be able to bet that. I think Canelo will be a big favorite. Such a stain on the boxing. That's boxing, bro. It's just so much politics gets involved, man. It's always been like that. Boxing is just... I like boxing. There's nothing like a big boxing fight, the hype around it, the aura, but too much politics gets involved, man. Suarez with a time off and Zhang submitted Carla. I'm feeling the upset. I could see the upset 100%, but yeah, I could. No, I don't think it's out of the equation at all, dude. The layoff, the injuries does concern me with Suarez, but I personally kind of lean towards Suarez still. I can't believe that might actually happen. Yeah, it's crazy. Well, man. Canelo versus Paul. Dermo says it's not happening. Canelo signed with Riyadh's season instead. Okay, that's good, bro. I'd rather see Jake Paul fight like Darren Till or something. No way they sanctioned Canelo versus Paul was always fake news. I don't know, man. When there's this much money on the line, couple dodgy paychecks go through, I'm sure they could, sanction it. Jake Paul's technically a professional boxer, but if we're talking levels and skill wise, like, it shouldn't be sanctioned, right? Let's be real. Like, if Canelo doesn't finish Jake Paul, if the fight happens, like, it's embarrassment. Canelo's just the boxing, he's just way better. He just is. Isn't Jake Paul fighting Logan Paul? Yeah, I don't know. Is that real? Definitely favor Jake Paul. Jake Paul's about boxing, more serious. Jake Paul's a huge favorite though. No value. Unless it's a fix. Maybe you could go the distance. Something like that. Like, would he want to knock out his brother brutally? Who knows? But yeah, it feels like guesswork. In reality, it shouldn't take 2 minutes for Canelo. Yeah. Canelo should just walk him down. Really. You should see the shots coming, knock him out. Saying as Bailey saying there's some fake BS. That's the vibe I get. I don't know too much with boxing, bro. Will you be turning into the GFC? Bro, what are they doing? Is it like a money laundering operation? They're signing all these old, washed up fighters. Like, no disrespect, legends of the sports and stuff, but giving these guys mega paychecks. Like, the GFC just doesn't make sense, bro. I just don't see how that's like a profitable, viable business. I'm sure they have some betting lines. I'll definitely be looking to fade some of these old fighters, but GFC just doesn't make sense, bro. I'm convinced it's a laundering operation. Allegedly, I don't want to get sued. I don't know exactly. It could turn out to be amazing. It probably is a smooth operation. I think it's going to do big things. It might rival the UFC, but so far from my perspective, I'm struggling to see the upside. Yeah, I personally hate boxing. Bailey says he hates boxing. I like boxing. Like, the big fights, high profile fights are good, but a lot of like the fight night cards are trash. A lot of kind of tailor-made matchmaking. And a lot of it just comes down to who's the better boxer. Couch Gambler says MMA Twitter going downhill. Yeah, there's only a couple real guys, man. But it's annoying, isn't it? It's just annoying. Like it's just like childish stuff, bro. That I follow Marcel, have notifications on, blah blah blah. Notifications come through, and then I can see what's going on, and I can analyze the matchup months ahead and be like, yeah, I'd like this guy to win, etc. I watched Floyd Manny fight and then Floyd McGregor fight, and I was like, yeah, I'm good off. I remember I was in a boxing fan, sorry, but I remember Canelo Floyd. That was like the biggest boxing fight ever. But I think Canelo fought Manny Pacquiao a couple years too late. I think Pacquiao's out of his prime, and also the way Mayweather fights, he fights really, really kind of defensively sound. So Mayweather really kind of picked on Pacquiao at a good time. I remember it being boring. I saw a fake edited pic of GFL signing Hoist Gracie. I wouldn't be surprised if that ended up happening, but based off literal fossil, bro, like that's the thing. Like I don't know if you're joking or not. Like I could totally see GFL signing Hoist Gracie, bro. Like Hoist Gracie, OG, legend of game, pioneer, big us Hoist Gracie. But yeah, like don't know what they're doing, man. They probably give Hoist Gracie $1 million. Oh yeah, I forgot about that one. I saw Triple G get robbed twice. Yeah, I can't remember how they scored the fights. I can't remember how I scored it, but I remember it being like a very, very kind of controversial scorecard. I think, yeah, just Canelo was the A side, weren't he? That's the problem. He was the A side. Man is pushing 60. He's only pushing 60, you mean? GFL, funniest shit I've seen. Yeah, it's just crazy. I don't know what they're doing, man. It doesn't make sense. Chirac Patrick. Like that's a good one, man. That's a good one. GFL signs Muhammad Ali. He's signing Muhammad Ali on UFC 5 or something. That's probably what they mean. But big up Muhammad Ali, legend of the game. Ali versus Despain will be a banger, bruv. I remember so much hype about Despain. I told people this guy's not that good. He's not that good. Like if you guys go through the shorts, type in MMA Lewis Despain versus Waldo Cortez Acosta. I said that the Spain guy is just too kind of unreliable. People see a couple flashy knockouts and they just think he's the next best thing. But yeah, I could sense the Spain was a fraud from a mile away. I was surprised you'd lost that Lane fight. I was betting the fuck out of Lane after round one. I was like, give it. And I was betting Waldo Cortez Acosta. So big ups to Spain, man. Made me some money. But yeah, that was funny. It's amusing how much hype he had. Like he wins an Olympic Taekwondo thing and everyone thinks he's the next best thing, bro. It's crazy, man. You got to read between the lines when you're betting. Lane was love. Yeah. Did you bet Lane as well, bro? Fair play. Did you pre-bet it or was it like a live bet? What's up, bruv? Well, what's going on, man? James Court. Big ups, my bro. Always chatting to you. Gotta drive. Yeah. Appreciate you tuning in, dude. Thoughts on Amir Albazi? I think he's a decent fighter. I think he's a good fighter. I think he's a little bit overrated. I don't think his wrestling and grappling's world class elite. I think that's the issue with Amir Albazi. It's just like I don't see his wrestling and grappling as that like top tier. And that's why I think he's always gonna be like a mid-level flyweight. But good question. I like that question. Pre and live. Yeah, good job, Bailey. But he cashed out big. Good job, bro. It's better pre as well. Like, you gotta respect that because he was a big underdog. Once he lost to Waldo Cortez Acosta and open -350, it was auto bet. Yeah, that was a sharp play, bro. I remember. Obviously everyone makes bad bets and stuff. Like I'm not perfect, but when people are piling up, the Spain round one, finish inside the distance, etc. I just thought, yeah, awful bets. His brother Ali is my MMA coach. Funny enough, So yeah, I'm sorry for the disrespect, dude. Sorry, I didn't know you knew him. But yeah, that's cool, man. You train MMA, yeah? That's awesome, man. Well, just for fun, or yeah, good for you, man. Good for you, man. It's good to do a sport, train, keep fit. Yeah, good for you, man. Respect. Exactly, bro. Hell yeah. Don't worry. Cool. Thank you. I feel a bit bad, bro. I do think he's a good like mid-level flyweight, but the flyweights are so skilled. Like he's still young. He could be making improvements, right? He could turn out to be amazing. Body is a temple. We got to treat it as such. Yeah, man. You got it, bro. I train every day. Go gym, lift some weights, do some cardio. It's important for betting as well, bro. You got to keep a sharp mind. Like the betting game's really tough, so you got to be having a clear cut mind for betting. So yeah, I'm desperate to use the toilet, so I'm back in a second, boys. Be back. Yeah, might be amateur soon. Cool, man. Good for you, man. Test yourself, etc. Obviously, it's hard, right? What's your style? I'm curious. Like, what kind of style of fighting do you have? Are you like grappler, striker? What type of striker are you? What type of grappler? Let me know. Let me know. What's your James asks, what's your thought on Kroot getting a redemption win? I think there's a possibility. It just depends what kind of version of Kroot we get. That's why I'm not too keen on betting Belefet. Sorry, I'm butchering the name. But the thing what worries me about Kroot is that he looked kind of like mentally broken. He seemed to be kind of down on himself. But if he's got his confidence back up, I feel like there's a decent fighter there. So I don't think him getting redemption wins out of the equation. Personally, I wouldn't want to bet on it. I wouldn't bet the other guy 100%. Happy to pass. But there's too many kind of uncertainties with Kroot. Like he does look mentally broken. But if he comes in top form, good chance he can win, right? And I feel like the fight could be kind of 50-50, striking exchanges, like who lands first. And in that situation, if it's 50-50, you've got underdog ticket. Yeah. Uh, Onyx might be closer than ever. Dylan Joyce asks, what do you think makes you one of the best predictors on YouTube? I don't know if I'm one of the best. Like, obviously, there's a lot of good predictors, right? And also, one day someone's hot, one day someone's really good. Good question though. I'll say like experience. I've been doing this for a couple of years. I know how to build up a bankroll. Like I bet like a decent amount, right? Obviously, there's levels to bet in. I'm not betting tens of thousands or anything like that, but I bet like a solid amount. So I feel like that gives me kind of like a different perspective than if I was just betting like $1, $2 on a fight. Then you're not taking things as seriously. I've also built up a system to analyze, to break down fights from a betting perspective and from like a stylistic standpoint. I think that's what kind of makes me one of the better predictors. But yeah, it's like one of those cliches in life, man. You just gotta just do things and do a lot of one thing. Can't even speak properly, but you got to do something a lot, learn from mistakes, etc. and you'll get better over time. But yeah, appreciate a compliment. Appreciate a compliment. I'll never bet on Crute to win an octagon. Yeah, like, if Crute comes in, looks amazing here, and maybe has another fight on where he looks amazing, and then he gets like an easier matchup, I might bet on him. But in this fight here, he could win, but I'm not looking to bet on him. Onyx says, I start off with boxing, then transition to MMA. Now focusing on grappling/wrestling heavily. I think you got the right idea, man. I do Muay Thai, but I'm mainly like kick space style of striker. Obviously, there's levels, right? I get all that, but in MMA, you mainly got to be using your hands. So I think you got the right idea with the boxing background, and then you mix up the wrestling, the grappling. Yeah. Bailey says, one thing I've noticed is that he recognizes lines and matchups at a high rate and actually puts in the work to get to the reads. He gets to, yeah. First of all, appreciate it. Obviously, there's no shortcut, bro. Like, there's no shortcut to money. Like, just especially betting market. Like, you're facing killers, bro. Like, there's some syndicates out there. There's some big players. I'm like a medium-sized bettor. So if I'm gonna put down a couple grand a week on some MMA fights, like, I want to be going in there researching a fight properly, making sure I'm putting my money in a solid position, right? I don't want to be playing around. If I'm betting like $1-2, like, who cares? Like, bet for fun. But at my level, at my stake, like, if I put £1,000 down, that's like a holiday, right? Obviously, there's levels. I'm not trying to like brag about money, etc., but that gives you a bit of context. And another aspect is the lines, like a big aspect of making a bet is the line. What does that line mean? Does this line mean, is there value on this line? 1.50 favorite against a bum is different from a 1.50 favorite against a world-class champion, right? So like each betting line has its own different meaning. So yeah, there's no kind of shortcut to riches, unfortunately, man. I wish there was, bro. I wish, you log into a betting account, press a couple buttons, bang, money comes on, boom. But there's no shortcuts. Statistically, Lewis is one of the best. When's the video out? Says Dylan Joyce. This is the video, bro. I've recorded it. Like, if you want to get the breakdowns, etc., just feel free to pull the thing back, rewind. But I appreciate you tuning into the stream, man, and asking a good question, man. If this shit was easy, everybody would be rich. Yeah, like, if it was easy, bro, everyone would be doing it, innit? Like, you see all these comments, not my comment section, and you see like loads of predictors, all giving out advice, but how many of them are actually betting? How many of them have actually scaled up a bankroll? How many of them are actually, doing this at like a moderate level? Like, I didn't just come onto YouTube. Like, I've been doing this for a bit, built up a bankroll, built up a system, got experience. Like, even now it's fucking hard, bro. Every week's a grind. Every week is a grind. Every week there's battles. But yeah, if it was easy, everyone would be rich. Every line's got like a different kind of story to tell. I like that. I might steal that for myself. Every bet line's got a different story to tell. Some stories more complex than others. Agreed, brother. Agreed. It uploads when it's done. Thanks for the stream today. Thank you for tuning in, dude. Really, really appreciate it. Yeah, thank you for joining the stream. I'm really enjoying it. Big up, Sam. Facts, sir. You're a sharp guy, baby. You're a sharp guy. I can tell. Appreciate that, bro. Because sometimes people, like, they don't understand the little nuances. Like, you seem to understand, like, the MMA betting aspect on like a higher tier level. So yeah, big ups Bailey, bro. Big ups Bailey. Cheers, guys. Good night. Thank you for tuning in, dude. Really, really appreciate it. Good luck with your MMA stuff, man. Good luck with your training. Train hard, work hard. Good at all that cliche stuff, Yeah, it's so deep, bro. It's a complex topic, man. It's a really, really kind of complex topic. All right, I've been streaming for like an hour and a half. Once again, I want to thank everyone tuning in. Super duper appreciate it. Good luck with your bets and that. And yeah, cool. Cheers once again, guys. Take care.